career, or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation. Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I am a huge guy.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. Happy Thursday. This is the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert and Rico with you. Hello, Rico.
Here.
How's the day?
Fantastic.
It's been a toasty one outside.
It's been a toasty one inside.
It's a prototypical, you kind of have to do it as a radio host. Say, it's kind of warm outside. Give the weather preview as soon as you get on the air.
Hey, everybody who's not working outside, and for people who are working outside and listening
you already
to us,
know this.
I hope for everybody that's working outside, did you know that it's hot out there?
It's a little toasty.
I don't know if you knew this. I appreciate everything you're doing. I have to say this because I always get made fun of.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm like, man, it's hot outside. Like, well, you're working inside in the air conditioning. Look, first off, I appreciate everything you do working outside. I couldn't do it. Second, we're getting our AC work done.
You know how I battle the hot temperatures? The milk, coffee, and tea. I got an energy stinger here.
Because you've been everywhere.
It's somewhat.
You need some energy and you need to cool down.
And I got the stinger.
Yeah.
So I got the strawberry and dragon fruit energy stinger.
Have you ever seen a dragon fruit?
No, but don't really want to. I'm okay. I don't need to.
Hy-Vee sells dragon fruit.
Speaking of heat,
I don't know how it tastes by itself. I kind of want to buy one, but I'm scared that if I buy it, I'm not going to like it, and then I wasted.
You wasted dragon fruit.
I wasted a dragon fruit.
Speaking of heat, so in the vehicles, do you have leather, Rico?
Yes, and my AC's broken in my car.
Rico, you got to get that fixed.
At least in the front.
The kids can't be.
No, hold on. The front's broken.
Okay.
The rear works, so the kids are cool. Me and Rachel, however,
struggling,
are not.
So it's a known thing that I purchased a new vehicle 2 months ago, and it's inside. It's black leather and black interior, so everything's dark
black.
Very hot. Yeah, very hot.
Even with your tinted windows.
Even with the tinted
Doesn't
windows.
help.
Very hot. Almost. So my previous car had tan leather.
Still hot, not as hot.
Not nearly as hot.
My car.
Like we're talking like steering wheel hot, and I did not get a new enough vehicle to where it has like the cooling steering wheel. Because now they make it to where it's like the cooling seats and then also the heated and cooling steering wheel.
How does it cool it?
It cools the seats.
Yeah, how?
So you can have like a seat cooler on. People will have to let us know. 402-464-5685 if you have the cooling seats.
I understand how heated seats work, like the coils and but how does the cooling seat? What do they have in the seats that cools them? How do you cool your tush in a car?
Built-in fans driven by an electrical motor pump. Air streams directly through holes located in the backrest and the seat itself.
So it's just fans.
It's fans blowing through the holes.
All right.
In the seat. So anyway, I don't have that.
No.
So I get in the car.
You're not that bougie. You're bougie. You're not that bougie.
Not bougie either.
A little bit.
So I get in the vehicle and I am dying instantly.
It's bad.
So this is a good time. Make sure if you have young children, make sure that they get out of the vehicle.
Make sure
That's such an important part this time of year. Because it's going to get hot in that vehicle quick.
Don't leave your dogs. Don't leave your children.
Yes.
Don't leave your pets. Don't leave your kids in your car.
Yeah.
Very important.
Pets are a big one too.
And Ellie and KJ make sure they let me know every time we go to get in the car. I open the door. Like, it's hot back here. I go, yeah, I know. I got to turn the car on.
Yeah.
Just chill.
You got to turn the car on before they get in. Help them out a little bit.
No, they could deal with it. I got to deal with it.
Willie helps us out. Says dragon fruit reminds me of mango. He says delicious. I love mango.
Mango is delicious.
One of my favorite snack foods late at night is
dehydrated mango.
Dried mango.
Yeah.
Costco sells this giant bag of dried mango. Go through about a bag.
You used to bring the big bag to work.
That's right. I go through about a bag of dried mango a week.
And then you stopped.
Yeah, because people make fun of my snack selection.
I didn't make fun of that one. I make fun of your other ones. That one's a good choice.
You made fun of the snack selection of cashews.
That one's weird.
Unsalted cashews.
That one's weird.
And then also dried mango.
I never made fun of that one.
But now I bring Sour Patch Kids.
That's a massive bag.
Bought it in Cushing, Oklahoma, by the way.
Did you? That's your Oklahoma Sour Patch Kids.
That's Oklahoma Sour Patch Kids.
Do they taste different?
From Stillwater. Well, outside of Stillwater, about 16 miles from Stillwater.
Do they taste like loss?
No, they do not. They taste like a 119-mile-an-hour home run.
There you go.
Knock it out of the park. Pew. Anyway, 464-5685, Honda Lincoln Hotline. The Starter Heyman text line are both open for you. If you want to, if you're listening to us, you found us on the stream. The Kansas City Royals are playing currently or are getting ready to go. They still got the Yankees today.
Yep, probably losing already.
So already got the Yankees. I believe I read a statistic, and Austin can correct me if I'm wrong from the other room. 7 straight games where they've allowed a first inning run.
They didn't this time.
There it is. So they broke the streak. They're calling up a lot of AAA players.
Mm-hmm.
Called up Anthony Veneziano today. They called up Nick Prado and Drew Waters the other day. Taking a lot of players from the first place Storm Chasers.
Hey, Nick, since we're talking baseball, I have a fun stat for you.
Okay.
It's about your Cubs.
Oh, yeah. I don't need to know this. Is this the 7th inning one?
The Cubs' current record is 33-35.
Yep.
If the Cubs only played 7 innings in every game, they would be 49-19.
Yep. There's a young gentleman, old gentleman actually, by the name of Hector Neris on the Cubs roster, who is a problem. Hector Neris.
Not in a good way problem.
Not in a good way problem. Bad
33-35, if only 7 innings. So 2 innings shorter.
Yep.
49-19.
Yeah, which is pretty good.
Had a lead after 7 innings.
Yeah, 49-19 is pretty good. 49-19 would put them as the best record in Major League Baseball. For what it's worth, I'd give them the most victories in Major League Baseball. Unfortunately, Major League Baseball games are 9 innings long, and the Cubs are dreadful after 7 innings of play.
I'm not sorry, but kind of sorry.
They're not good. I think so. We can go on a little bit of a Cubs deep dive here.
We can, even though the Royals are on.
Even though the Royals are on, the Cubs, from an infrastructure sense, have an issue. Jed Hoyer is an issue. The way that this team is constructed. Craig Counsell, they spend $8 million a year for the next 5 years to bring in Craig Counsell from your interdivision rival. However, the organization that he departed from, the Milwaukee Brewers, somehow are still 40-28 overall.
Maybe it wasn't Craig Counsell.
Maybe it's not. It was a little bit of David Ross. It was not. Maybe it was overlooked at how bad the infrastructure piece of it is and how the team is built up. Craig Counsell moved Kyle Hendricks to the bullpen. Needed to happen. They call up PCA, Pete Crow Armstrong, who they got in the deal with the New York Mets a few years back for Javier Baez.
Your boy.
My guy. And it just doesn't seem... They also, they've made good signings. Cody Bellinger, Dansby Swanson. But, behind the plate, don't forget what they did with Wilson Contreras when they could have traded him at the deadline. They held on to him and never re-signed him, didn't even offer him to be re-signed. They just let him go to fellow NL Central opponent, the St. Louis Cardinals.
Lost him for nothing.
And you have now selected Yan Gomes as his replacement. So nothing against Yan Gomes, a little bit older, a little bit towards the back end of his career, Yan Gomes. And you unfortunately moved on from a top 5 catcher in the majors for Yan Gomes. So that was an issue. Second base, Nico Horner's still your guy. Dansby Swanson's your guy. Patrick Wisdom can't hit anything except solo home runs.
Love it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the Cubs at the trade deadline are going to be intriguing just because will they attempt to try to get some arms. They probably should every single year. They need to. I think they also could look at maybe a potential corner outfielder like Brett Rooker from the Oakland Athletics is a potential name that has been thrown around. Luis Robert from the South Side, Chicago, is a name on some trade blocks. Those are also two names that the Royals could look at. So we can tie it back in with the Royals here. Luis Robert Jr. or Luis Robert. I think it's Robert. I always call him Luis Robert. But
Robert sounds cooler.
Luis Robert.
Go Robert.
Robert. But anyway, so he's available. Brent Rooker's available. Royals will probably need some bullpen arms, I would assume. Also some starters because Daniel Lynch doesn't seem to be that guy.
They just need arms.
They need arms.
They need arms.
They need new ones. New arms. Because the Royals are sitting here second in the AL Central at 39-30. Still 2.5 games ahead of Minnesota for second place in the AL Central. The Cleveland Guardians are 43-23.
The AL Central surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Was not expecting
Even the Tigers are somewhat serviceable.
Slightly respectable.
However, they just have the worst team in all of Major League Baseball at the bottom of the division when the Chicago White Sox.
Yep.
How many total wins?
Ooh.
How many total wins do the Chicago White Sox? They have played a total of 69 games.
Okay, 69 games. They've got it. They're are they in the 20s?
To give this context, the Anaheim Angels are 26-41. The Oakland Athletics are 26-44.
Are those the second worst teams?
No, Miami Marlins are 23-44.
Okay, so that answers
and
that
the Rockies are 24-44.
Okay, so that answers that question for me. I'm gonna go total of 18 wins.
Close, 17. They're 17-52.
I just needed to know if they were in the 20s or not.
The White
I was
Sox
gonna go
are
with
bad.
22.
The White Sox are very, very bad.
Big fan.
Which is too bad for Nicky Lopez, former Royal Nicky Lopez.
Is that where he went? Oh,
yeah.
Nicky.
Yeah, Nicky Lopez.
Poor guy.
Yeah, Nicky Lopez goes from, what was it, the Royals to the Braves, I believe. Yeah, the Royals from 2019 to 2023, then got traded to the Braves at the deadline last year, and ultimately then signs with the Chicago White Sox this year.
Probably should have tried to stay with the Braves. Might have been a good choice.
I think there's a lot of people that probably want to stay with the Braves.
Yeah.
Just end up not being able to.
Unfortunate situations.
So
how's Tim Anderson doing?
Tim Anderson's not with the White Sox.
Oh.
He is on another bad team, the Miami Marlins.
Oh.
Tim Anderson.
Remember when he was just tearing
really
baseball
good.
apart?
Well, that Field of Dreams game was fun with Tim Anderson. So
White Sox, Yankees.
What if I told you Tim Anderson was in his 1, 2, 5, 6?
I'm gonna go 11.
9th season. Tim Anderson is in his 9th season.
Okay.
For Miami in 50 games, he has 35 hits. He's hitting .202 at the plate. No home runs.
Just a power guy.
No home runs, 3 doubles, 7 runs batted in.
Not a great season for Tim.
Just 7 RBI.
Not great
this year for Tim Anderson. It's not great.
Might want to up those numbers. Those are rookie numbers.
Yeah, Tim Anderson drafted first round, 17th overall in 2013. So career hitter, let's see, where's his batting average? Career 278 hitter, which isn't too bad. I mean, there were seasons here where he led the league in batting average back in 2019, 335 at the plate. It had 109 strikeouts, but 18 home runs. You mentioned he's not a power guy. It's fascinating. You look at some of his numbers. 2017, he had 17 home runs. 2018, he had 20 home runs. He had 18 long balls in 2019. He had 10 in 2020. And then in 2021 had 17. Since 2021, has had just 7 total home runs.
What happened? Did he get hurt?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because that's a massive drop off in all of those numbers.
So how about this? So from 2016 to 2021, he had 91 home runs. So not bad numbers there.
Yeah.
However,
since then,
in 2 seasons, he had a total of 7.
That's tough.
Not great. Not great. And he had plate appearances, had 524 plate appearances last year. He was an all-star in 2022 when he hit just 6 home runs, had 100 hits on the season, though, hit 301 on the season. So it's not like he's been incompetent the last couple of years, just has had a little bit of a drop-off. But nonetheless, all right, when we come back, I'm not sure if folks have heard the news. The Big 12 Conference is getting ready to sell their naming rights to a title sponsor. So it'll no longer just be known as the Big 12 Conference. It'll be known as so-and-so's Big 12 Conference. The Big 12 Conference presented by so-and-so. And everywhere you see it, everywhere you hear it, they are selling or mulling over the potential to sell their naming rights. We'll dive into that a little bit deeper. And could we see this happening around the entire country? We'll talk about them when we return. You're listening to the Happy Hour on a Thursday on 93.7 The Ticket.
Play ball! Ready to unleash the fun with Salt Dogs Baseball? Join us at Haymarket Park for 50 action-packed games running through August. Stay ahead of the game by visiting saltdogs.com for updates on exciting promotions, giveaways, and events happening each week. Experience a change-up from your typical family night, or make it a Grand Slam good time with friends and coworkers. Strike 3, you're out! Don't miss the fun happening all summer long. Visit saltdogs.com to get your tickets and unleash the fun.
Put lawn irrigation on automatic. Think Judson Irrigation for worry-free service to Lincoln homeowners and business community. Judson Irrigation will turn on your sprinkler system in the spring, repair or redesign as needed, and turn it off in the fall. For service to orphan sprinklers, remember Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage, 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
At Southeast Community College, community is our middle name. Our continuing education classes offer personal interest, traffic safety and licensing, online learning, and adult education classes across Southeast Nebraska or online in your own home. Learn pottery or floral design, take a computer course, learn Spanish, how to start writing a book, or Air Fryer 101. See the full schedule of continuing education classes online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
Ironhide Construction is a Nebraska-based general contracting and steel construction firm. Their expert team is experienced in building innovative construction solutions across several industries. While they were previously known for their extensive experience in steel erection and metal buildings, they've continued to evolve over the last several years into a full-service general contracting firm. They take pride in their commitment to quality, cutting-edge technology, and having a passion for what they do. For more information about their services or to discuss an upcoming project, visit www.ironhideconstruction.com or call 402-420-4961.
Hello, this is Mary Pat Waite. I've had the privilege of working with Lincoln families as their realtor for more than 31 years, and I'm so proud to be associated with MP Dodge Real Estate. For me, your transaction is unique in its own way. My experience allows me to bring you trusted care and a really great outcome. My NP Dodge family shares the same client focus.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Take your internet service to new levels with Allo, your award-winning internet provider across our fiber hoods. Allo isn't just about the fastest internet available. It's about connecting you to your world, work, and play seamlessly. Our award-winning service ensures affordable, secure, and reliable connectivity, setting us apart. Ready to transform your internet experience? Experience the fiber difference today. Sign up now at allofiber.com. Allo.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF. I thought I was your best friend forever. BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first. That sounds like a match made in heaven. Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
Soulful Casino in Havelock is a family-owned business, providing incredible food and service that'll have you craving more with every bite. Soulful Casino offers everything from pulled pork to fried chicken, catfish, ribs, and even quesadillas. You want sides? They've got them. From fries, green beans and baked beans, to collard greens, potato salad, and sweet dill corn. Stop by for lunch as they have specials Tuesday through Friday from 11 to 2 p.m. That's Soulful Casino, located in Havelock, where every bite you take fills the soul.
NEPCO is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. NEPCO offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From NEPCO's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
By now, most of you know how important the Honda of Lincoln sales and service team are to the Lincoln market. Hello, Charlie Stone here, and joining me is Andy Goodyear from Honda of Lincoln to tell you about the great news they just received. Andy, please tell us all about it.
Each year, the Lincoln Journal-Star has an award program called the Lincoln Choice Award, where the customers in Lincoln get to choose the best places to do business. Great pleasure I get to announce that Honda of Lincoln has won the award for buying new cars, used cars, automotive repair, and even oil changes.
That is amazing, Andy. Any more good news?
Yes, there is, Charlie. We now have more than 100 new Hondas in stock, with hundreds on the way, and a huge selection of all makes and models on our pre-owned lot.
Incredible. Maybe it's time you come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Although we can't control the air we breathe outside our home, we can make a healthy difference inside. And all it takes is a call to Bryant. With healthy air options, Bryant can help you eliminate allergens, odors, and harmful chemicals, all while controlling indoor humidity levels at the same time. If it's time for a breath of fresh air inside, it's time to call Bryant. Breathe easy, breathe healthy. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. We do whatever it takes.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
A gorilla bear versus polar bear.
A what bear versus a what bear?
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
A gorilla bear versus a polar bear. Polar bear.
One more time.
Gorilla versus a polar bear.
Sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back here on the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com, 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, the Starter Heyman text line open for you guys the entire show today. By the way, tomorrow, Rico will not be on the show.
Rip.
I will be out in Omaha, not down and out.
Over, and you'll be...
Over and up.
Up, yeah.
Over and up in Omaha.
East and up.
But we will have a special guest host tomorrow.
We will?
I don't know if you know about it yet.
I don't.
I shot him a text yesterday and he said yes. Special guest host.
Is it somebody I know?
Yes.
Is it somebody that... Oh, you son of a...
What?
I know who it is. I know who it is.
You have no idea.
No, I know who it is. And he'll never replace me. You know that, right?
I do.
He'll never.
It's not Austin.
He'll never. No, I know it's not Austin.
Okay.
I know who it is. And I hate you for it.
Why? Why are you mad, Rico?
Ridiculous.
Anyway, so we are going to have a guest host tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m.
He doesn't love you like I do.
Well, that's good. Blur Events. He'll be out there. I'll be out there. We'll all, except Rico,
except me,
be out there. So if you want a reason to come on out, and if it's just simply just so you could avoid Rico, there you go. Come on out.
if you want to come over here to 1040 O Street and just hang out with me, you can do that.
You don't want to do that.
We can just hang out. I'll just be sitting here.
Anyway, so that starts. We'll start broadcasting at 10 a.m. tomorrow with the Captain Show, and then we'll get going from there. So get you ready for the College World Series tomorrow.
2-hour happy hour.
Oh, I gotta tell him it's noon,
Yeah.
not 1.
You didn't know that, did
tell
you?
him.
Yeah.
I just thought about that.
Wow.
So nonetheless, we'll be out there Friday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So get your tickets now. You can get them online, blurevents.com. Jake Sorensen went out there earlier today and said it's sweet. I mean, not surprising. Place is always decked out.
So they have all the yard games out there.
Yeah.
I didn't get to partake in them last year. I played the Pong a little bit.
Okay.
Still great, by the way. I kind of want to get in the like cold tub that they have though.
I'm out. We had this conversation last year.
I kind of want to, but I'm not 100% sure.
I don't trust people in their feet, man.
There's that.
I just don't.
But also, like, I mean, dogs are barking sometimes, man.
I'm out on feet. If now here's the thing. It would be great for like if you had a hose, like a water hose.
Yeah.
Just spray them off.
But I mean, like in a pool, you just jump in a pool.
Yeah, I don't know.
And that's just not that's their whole body, not just their feet.
Yeah. I don't know. There is a pool, or at least there was last year.
Plus, you're not getting you don't get in it. Like you just put your feet in it. That's what I would do at least.
Please don't get in it.
I'm gonna dunk myself in it, then I'm gonna come hug you.
No, you are not. That'll be the day that I'm not there. That'll be the day I'm not there. So anyway, you can join us tomorrow at Blur Events. Also on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday for a little College World Series action. Going to be a good time as always. So now it's time we talk about a little college athletics regarding the entire conferences. Big 12 is up first. It was announced earlier today, and this has kind of moved relatively quick ever since it was brought to the public. And
very quick.
I believe Pete Thamel of ESPN was one of the first ones to have it. And says the Big 12, explores selling naming rights to a title sponsor. The Big 12 is exploring selling its naming rights to a title sponsor with potential revenue of hundreds of millions of dollars over the course of the deal. Sources told ESPN on Thursday the commercial sponsor would potentially take the name Big out of the Big 12 and replace it with the sponsor's name. It could end up as one of the largest commercial deals in college athletics history, not including media rights. Thamel said this: the conference, which has explored this option for the past 6 months, has had in-depth discussions, and a decision is expected in the upcoming months. A deal could mean millions of dollars annually for the conference's member schools. The Big 12 distributed nearly $470 million to its member schools in distribution last year, and that number projects to be higher once its new media deal comes to fruition in 2025, 2026. So that deal that he is referring to in 2025 is a 13-year contract worth $2.6 billion. The average distribution is going to increase from $220 million to each school to $380 million when the new contract begins in 2025 and 2026.
That's pretty solid.
An average of $31.7 million in media revenue for the conference's 12 members.
By the way, another conference has joined the fray.
Oh, is that right?
Conference USA.
Wow.
This comes from Ross Dellinger.
Okay.
More news. Conference USA is also deeply exploring a multi-million-dollar naming rights sponsorship, sources tell Yahoo Sports. One of the companies under consideration is Globe Life. Possible new league names include Globe Life Conference USA or Globe Life Conference.
Well, so here's the thing. When you look at the Big 12, the main commercial partner that they've been in talks with and is the leader in the clubhouse as of right now appears to be Allstate.
Mayhem.
So it would be, once again, taking out the word big in Big 12, it would be the Allstate 12. And there's your conference.
I don't like that.
So it would be the Allstate 12. So let's say, Hilton wanted to sponsor the Big 10 and be the title sponsor of the Big 10.
Would it
would be the Hilton 10.
Okay, would it though?
Yes.
Or would they? I mean, there's 18 teams.
the Hilton 18.
I'm just saying, like, it's been the big.
It sounds
Big
like a
10.
bank robbing crew.
It does. It does.
We're the sticky bandits.
We're the wet bandits.
We're the wet bandits.
We're no longer the wet bandits. No, it's ridiculous that, and that's just a different topic that the Big Ten is still the Big Ten, and you have 18 teams.
Yeah,
like figure it out.
I mean, the Big 12 doesn't have 12. I believe the Big 12 has 14 now,
but they did have 12.
They did,
so they were okay. They were the
10.
They were the Big 12 with 10.
Yeah.
For a little bit, and now they're the Big 12 with 14.
Big 10 has 18.
They need to just
Big 10's had 12, and then they had 14, and now they have 18.
The Big 12 and the Big 10 need to just change to different names.
So
you're ridiculous,
and this seems like the time to do so.
Yeah,
right. Because
if you're gonna get a sponsor, you might as well. The SEC works because there's no numbers. It's the Southeastern Conference, Atlantic Coast Conference. Although you have 2 Pacific Coast teams, but that's a conversation for another day. The Mountain West Conference, the Conference USA, American Athletic, like all of those work because there's no numbers associated with them. The Pac-12 is dead, so that's not a thing anymore. But the Big Ten, you have 18 teams. Unless you change yourself to the Big 18, none of it makes sense anymore.
So once again, this was back in, just to give some insight, back on July 27th, 2023, the Big Ten Conference signed a 7-year, $8 billion media deal with CBS, NBC, and Fox, allowing the 3 networks to broadcast their games starting in 2023 and running through the 2029-2030 season. Starting in 2024, each week will feature a Big Ten triple header on the 3 networks.
Sheesh.
Fox will show a big noon kickoff game. CBS will have the 3:30 p.m. slot. And NBC is introducing Big Ten Saturday night with a 7:30 p.m. game. Just NBC on Saturday
Is
night.
that just how you have to say it?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Waiting all day for Sunday night.
You got to at least sing.
The power of, Tony Petitti said this, the power of broadcast TV cannot be underestimated. And that's really fascinating that he makes those quotes now, that the Pac-12, because by the way, at this point last year, the Pac-12 was not dead yet.
No, they were looking for
they were
media
looking
rights,
at Apple TV and stuff.
which
So
was
streaming,
kinda
they were
sad.
discussing streaming. It's so fascinating to go back and read some of these articles. And this one comes from the Indy Star.
The Pac-12 demolition happened so quick.
Well, so George Kliakoff, don't forget, had the offers on the table from broadcast TV networks. Felt like he could get more, brought in some streaming services, didn't get the numbers he wanted to, went back to broadcast TV, certainly didn't get the numbers he wanted to,
Prices
and
got lowered.
everybody kind of just disintegrated there. But Tony Petitti said at the Big Ten Media Day on Wednesday, this was back in 2023, that the power of broadcast TV cannot be underestimated. Last season, 27 of the 30 most watched college football telecasts were on broadcast television. This season, the Big Ten will have more games on broadcast TV than any other conference. When the new deal is fully implemented in 2024, the Big Ten will have 45 broadcast TV games. Big Ten fans will move seamlessly from Fox to CBS to NBC. It's fascinating to hear a commissioner speak like that now. And frankly, yes, this quote comes back from almost a full year ago. But to see and maybe realize what they knew in that moment about like what the Pac-12 was going to end up doing, what the end result was going to be. You had one commissioner going towards streaming saying, yeah, we can make Apple TV work.
It'll work. Everybody will have it. They'll download it. It'll get us more money.
And then the Big Ten Conference and Tony Petitti, and you saw Greg Sankey with the SEC, Brent Yormark with the Yormack with the Big 12 Conference, is they quickly and swiftly agreed to ESPN, Fox, NBC, CBS, those networks, and the Pac-12 just died. And you hear Tony Petitti speak like this, and it makes you feel, I think, comfortable and confident in maybe the conference's leadership going forward. It needs to be, simply just because if the Big Ten wants to be one of those Power 2 conferences, you're going to need a
player.
Yeah, you're going to need to be able to be at the forefront of
But
it.
those guys also understood the slight importance of streaming, or at least the Big Ten did, where they're going to have a couple one-offs every week not every week, but they're going to have a couple one-offs of games that will be streamed on certain streaming services. So they understand that there are some people who are going to have that. And maybe if you decide to have a game or two on there, you can do that and kind of gauge the interest from people, but not go exclusively stream only and not have your cable television, broadcast television partners lined up, because again, the Pac-12 tried to get more money than they probably could have, and as you can see, extremely quick disintegration of the Pac-12. It happens
you
so
still
fast.
you still have to make it accessible as possible, and it almost feels like cable's somewhat making a comeback because people hate lag. And so nice job, Big Ten. Great job, SEC. Good job, Big 12. You guys are in a formidable spot.
Smart.
Other places are not, and that's why ultimately conferences are going to kind of disappear in the near future. All right, so once again, Big 12 considering to sell the word big basically in their name. The All-State 12.
It should go to Phillips 66.
So we'll see what happens.
I don't know why I'm upset.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we bring in Austin and Strick for the crossover. Get you ready for On the Block when we return on the Happy Hour.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the defense of liberty for those accused and the pursuit of justice for those injured. Liberty Law Group's relentless trial attorneys specialize in criminal defense and personal injury law. Navigating the legal system can be stressful, overwhelming, and full of uncertainty. We believe in treating every client with respect, compassion, and understanding. When you're in need of legal assistance, trust Liberty Law Group to fight for you. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Ready to score big with your projects? Look no further than Edward Stone, the MVP of natural stone for over 2 decades. Edward Stone is cranking out over 30,000 square feet every week and offers a winning lineup of over 70 quality natural veneer stone selections. Their unbeatable variety and experienced team will ensure your project is a success, whether it's a home renovation or a commercial build. And hey, they're not just about stone. They've got an all-star lineup of fireplaces, cast stone, brick, and much more. Swing by one of their locations in Lincoln or Omaha today and experience the Edward Stone difference, your reliable choice for over 20 years.
Bagels & Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in June. Try any of their delicious breakfast burritos or sandwiches for a great summer breakfast with the family. And don't forget, 10% of all caramel latte sales in June go to the Casa for Lincoln County. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
Highball Bar in downtown Lincoln is open and located just north of 11th and O Street. Highball Bar offers a vibe and atmosphere like no other, making it the perfect place to grab a drink or beverage. Highball Bar features great events such as Karaoke Sunday, $4 Cheetos on Mondays, Jack Daniel's specials on Wednesdays, and much more. Make Highball Bar your go-to spot after a hard day at work or on the weekend. Highball Bar, located at 122 North 11th Street in downtown Lincoln.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
Bagels & Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in June. Try any of their delicious breakfast burritos or sandwiches for a great summer breakfast with the family. And don't forget, 10% of all caramel latte sales in June go to the Casa for Lincoln County. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
The Testicle Festival, Saturday, June 15th at Round the Bend Steakhouse off I-80, exit 426. Swing out 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. for some testicle fun. Free admission for military personnel.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl Jordan with Sartor Heyman Jewelry, here to drop some knowledge bombs on how to wow your woman. Size matters, but not the way you're thinking, guys. Make sure you know her ring size before you even think about popping the question. If you aren't a surprise kind of guy, ask her. I bet she knows her size. If you are a surprise kind of guy, bring in a piece and we can get close to the right size. We will make it perfect for her when the time is right. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppel Chevrolet GMC. And right now they are offering huge, and I mean huge discounts at Coppel. Get over $9,000 off list price or 1.9% financing on select Sierras or Silverados. Plus, Costco members receive another $1,000 off. Yes, that's happening right now in Louisville. $9,000 off list price or 1.9% financing. You pick what works for you. Costco members, please contact us at the store or at CoppelCars.com. All deals with approved credit must trade and finance.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Keep summer green with Judson Baleen and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install them and forget them outfit, long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
You already know that Select Plumbing takes care of all your plumbing needs, including water heaters, faucet repairs, leaks, drips, sump pumps, and more. Now, they're able to help you with your heating and air conditioning as well. Select Plumbing has recently expanded into residential heating and air, and they're excited to bring this new service to their complete list of plumbing services. Call to book an appointment today at 402-560-6197 or go to selectplumbinginc.com. Serving Lincoln, Seward, Milford, and the surrounding areas.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old-fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with Taco Night on Mondays or Whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Are you or someone you love struggling with substance use? The Bridge Behavioral Health in Lincoln offers outpatient therapy for those 19 and over. The Bridge is conveniently located in the South Haymarket and near city bus lines. With payment options through insurance and a sliding fee scale, services are available for any adult 19 and over seeking help. Call 402-477-3951 to learn more or schedule your appointment today. The Bridge Behavioral Health is a local substance use treatment facility offering hope and a solid foundation for recovery through substance use treatment and behavioral health interventions.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
Herbie the Fourth ate his first solid food today, prompting a response of nothing but steaks all week for the Nebraska offensive line.
Then Enrique Alvarez Clary.
No more peaches and carrots for Herbie the Seventh. Baby food be damned.
Sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Stricky walks into the studio and just starts taking stuff like it's his own.
Wasn't using them.
What's up, gentlemen? How we doing, Stricky Austin?
Hot.
Good. How are y'all?
You warm?
Warm.
Are you winning, son?
Blazing. Steaming.
You got a phone call.
Every time.
Here's the best part. Stricky, why you got your own contact in your phone?
Cause I was looking for my phone.
Oh, your other phone.
Because you know he got two phones. One for some stuff, another for stuff. When we got two phones.
I was trying. No, anyway.
he was trying to talk. He was trying to talk his way out of it.
Hey, Stricky's a businessman.
I can't do this one. Yeah,
he's not a businessman. He's a businessman.
He's a business.
Okay, I see you, Austin. You know a little something.
I'm on it.
Anyway, how we doing, gentlemen?
Good, man. What's going on? Hey, big day tomorrow.
It is a big day out of Blur.
Yeah.
You gonna be out there?
Yeah.
There it is. Rico doesn't know this
I'm
yet.
busting Rico
I do know.
cornhole.
Rico's
I'm
not out there.
Oh,
I'm here. I'm making sure that you guys stay on air.
We have a special guest host with me tomorrow.
He does.
Special guest host with me tomorrow.
Is his initials KP?
They sure are. Kyle Perry.
Can't believe I'm getting replaced, but whatever.
Yep, I know. I didn't want Austin. I said I'm tired of Austin.
Ridiculous.
So I texted Kyle and I said, "Hey, KP, you want to come on down to the College World Series, have a conversation?" But I got to tell him it's at noon, not 1.
Yeah.
So anyway, but nonetheless, so we'll be out there, Blur events tomorrow.
It's gonna be dope.
It's gonna be fun. We always have a good time.
Facts.
Even with better time when Rico's here.
A lot of athletes moving. There's a lot of athletes moving.
You know what? Maybe I get sick tomorrow. Nick's got to run the board. I don't know.
I cannot. Jake Sorensen would have some words with you.
Maybe your boy is not feeling too hot.
You just did that on the microphone. Grab some of that. Grab some of that spray.
Spray. Why'd you call it that?
Grab some of that spray. Anyway, gentlemen, I want to get your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers.
Ayahuasca.
Aaron Rodgers
Darkness.
is not going or attending OTAs, mandatory OTAs. Robert Saleh, the head coach of the Jets, did say that they are unexcused. Well, he used the word inexcused. They are unexcused absences. So subject to the fines.
You had a lot of unexcused absences.
Is that right?
Yeah.
All right, go, Mr. Golf Man. I think Mr. Dallas.
Yeah. Okay.
Taiwan,
Mr. Arizona, Mr. Cabo.
I didn't go to Cabo. That was
well, no, that was you in Mr. Cancun twice.
I only went once.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
yeah.
Unexcused absences.
You have a lot of those.
I would love to put it up. Let's see what happens.
Big Bang, take a little break.
Let's talk about ayahuasca Rodgers.
Yeah, right. So how big of a deal is this? Going to get fined by the C.
I'm gonna let you go nuts.
CBA.
He had me going nuts on this one yesterday.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let
what are our thoughts here, gentlemen?
I feel like it's less of a problem in a football sense and more of a problem in an organizational sense. Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson and Mike Williams and Breece Hall and whatever will be fine. They'll find a way to make it work, right? But to me, it tells you that the Jets are desperate for the attention and the headlines, and they felt like they needed to placate Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Because Robert Saleh's quote, he said, "It was important to him. If it's important to him, it's important to us."
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers has the Jets wrapped around his pinky finger, which if the Packers, weren't going to do everything they could to keep Aaron Rodgers around, why would the Jets?
Yeah.
He's a mercenary. He's a rental. Aaron Rodgers doesn't know the Jets anything. The Jets don't know Aaron Rodgers anything. They paid him a lot of money to come in and win football games. He's not there helping the team right now. He's doing his own thing. If the Jets had any cojones, they'd fine him. They'd suspend him, whatever, or at least work it out internally behind the scenes. But instead, their public face isn't, hey, it's too late now. He's on his trip. We're not yanking him back, but he'll face internal consequences. He'll face discipline when he gets back. It's, if it's important to him, it's important to us, which tells everyone else in the league that you're a pushover and you don't want to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
Beta.
You're absolutely right. I absolutely think so. I mean, because you look at
facts.
I mean, yeah. So you look at the way that, and it's unfortunate because I don't think that's how Robert Saleh is.
Which makes it even more puzzling as to why now.
Because Robert Saleh doesn't have a say. He may be the head coach, but he's not the owner. And I bet you Aaron Rodgers is more cushy with the owner than he is with his own head coach.
That's another problem.
That's what's so unfortunate is because Robert Saleh has had this mentality.
Beta
has had this mentality of defensive, strong-minded, no BS. We're gonna do things the hard way.
That's not gonna help.
And that's his press conference was the complete opposite of it with him regarding Aaron Rodgers and Hassan Reddick.
Which Reddick is at least in the traditional sense. He wants a new contract after just getting traded. Okay, I can at least
Aaron
understand
Rodgers doesn't want to be there.
But Aaron Rodgers said, nope, I have more important things to do than help this team out. It's one thing if Aaron Rodgers were to be there standing on the sideline, not participate and say, hey, I'm still working my way back. Hey, I don't want to participate in minicamp. I'm too good for that. Okay, that's still not a great look, but at least you're there, ostensibly working on building chemistry and being a team player. But you didn't accidentally schedule this trip. It didn't accidentally happen to coincide with minicamp.
Oops.
This was a cognizant effort by Aaron Rodgers to get out of it and be a bad teammate.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's not going to be good. And listen, there are people that understand certain things. Like you can understand somebody, a veteran. Like, for example, I remember, I think there was a period, and it wasn't often, but Derek Harper maybe sat out a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
Earned it. He was, you can understand, maybe just got a little slow start or whatever the case. You can see that he's there though. There's presence. It's different when you are that guy. Now, obviously, it was Jason Kidd's, team still, and maybe Jamal and those guys. It was there, but Derek was a veteran. So the problem is Nick, you're going to have these guys on this team, especially the young ones.
Yeah.
Those are seed planters for dysfunction, because now these guys are going to be just looking like, and you got to think about it. We're a different generation. Like, I think my generation, my older generation, not that it was agreeable, but we showed up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, regard 2 a days, we're looking at these guys like, my gosh, you're asking for days off. You don't want 2 a days anymore. You
barely want
guys
1 and 2,
soft.
let alone 2 and 1.
Facts, back to back. Oh, you want to cut them too? I mean, it's like, how soft do you want to get? And so these younger generations are going to look at it differently than even the ones older than Aaron or whatever the case may be. And so that's what you're going to have a problem with. You're going to have these younger guys looking at it real funny stuff.
So Aaron is 40 years old. I'm trying to pull up his game log. Hasn't played a game since a substantial game in 2 seasons.
Yeah.
I mean, so you're looking at, do you consider him a top quarterback in the league right now?
Stricky, what do you think?
How can you?
I don't. Yeah, I don't.
Well, because obviously, when we have this conversation, I think it's interesting because you have to take into account, or some people might just take into account the on the field stuff and say, okay, well, look what he's done on the field. Look how he can produce on the field, even at 38, 39, or this year at 40 years old. But is it worth the headache off the field? And when you combine both of those, you look at other guys that maybe take rehab more seriously. And yes, Aaron Rodgers quickly came back from the torn Achilles and was quickly, walking without crutches and all that stuff,
which
made a big
me
deal out of
think
it.
that he wasn't taking rehab seriously. Because if he was taking it seriously, he wouldn't have been walking without crutches in a boot after a torn Achilles after 3 months.
No, I have to push back on that, because I actually had Achilles, and they want you to get off the crutches sooner than later on the boot, so it can start.
But 3 months?
Yeah, yeah. It was about the same time for me. And like I said, I can only speak for what they want to try to get you off quicker. The sooner, the better. I mean, if it's a month, if it's 2 months, however you can handle it, they want you to start handling weight bearing quicker than they do later. So I can't really speak about that part of it, Rico.
The tough part when it comes to judging like an Aaron Rodgers now, or even a late career Tom Brady, is that we don't separate the legacy aspect from the current performance aspect. And it's hard to do. I think we always, and deservingly so, give a little extra bump and boost of credence and believability. We maybe don't knock an really good resume as far as we do a young guy we don't know enough about, because we've seen the old guys do it before. It's harder for us to believe in a guy who hasn't done it yet than it is for us to believe a guy who has done it won't do it again.
Who do you knock more, Deshaun Watson or Aaron Rodgers?
Deshaun. Absolutely knocked Deshaun more. I mean, the last time, you have back-to-back MVP seasons and then a so-so season with a lot of dysfunction that was self-caused by Aaron Rodgers back in 2022. But Aaron Rodgers, for his career, has performed at a higher level than Deshaun Watson ever has, and I still think he's better. Aaron Rodgers knocked off, I assume he's going to knock off the rust quicker than Deshaun Watson did.
That's kind of where I'm sitting with Aaron Rodgers when you were asking if you still think he's the top. I wouldn't put him top 5. I don't know. He'd probably just fall out of the top 10 just because he hasn't played a meaniful game in 2 years. He hasn't played more than a snap, 2 snap, whatever snaps it was.
So don't forget they restructured his contract back in August. 2 years, $75 million. He had a $40 million signing bonus. So you're on the hook for about $135 million just in 2 seasons with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
You've already dished out $75 million of that, and you owe him another $35 after this season, or in this season. He's thrown 1 pass.
Yeesh.
I don't think he wants to play, Nick.
One pass at $75 million.
I don't think he wants to. I think in his mind he's checked out.
Then you have the whole like political side where he makes the jokes about being vice president and all that too.
And then said that he conceded to somebody else. He's like, I figured that I couldn't do football and be a vice president. Like, no, dude, what are we doing?
I mean,
I don't understand.
One pass for $75 million.
Them bat caves are.
Yeah,
there's some good air going on up in there.
I don't know what's going on.
One pass and get sacked once to make $75 million.
I could do that.
There you go. With or without a torn Achilles.
That's like Micah Parsons.
Is that worse than
here's a question.
Keith Van Horn?
Stricky for $75 million. Stricky, would you tear your Achilles again for $75 million?
Cool.
Yes. How would you not?
Yeah.
Someone take a pair of scissors, cut my Achilles right now. I'll take my $75 million.
If you're telling me
that's a tough one, my boy.
that you can get rid of my Achilles and there'll be $75 million in my bank account, you take both of them.
I'm washed anyways. I don't need to walk.
I was depressed. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Yeah.
I went through a mini depression.
Oh man, that's
Strick. Imagine it was
$75
million.
You be saying like, Union Bank mobile app. What do we got here?
Hey, Strick, you could be depressed on a boat in Italy, though.
That part.
Anyway,
Vinny, 2-run double. Royals up 2-0.
Here he is.
This
man is sold out.
I know you guys are going to talk about this. I feel like this is a pretty good segue. The naming rights for the Big 12 Conference. So Tom Fernelli tweeted this out earlier.
Just the UCF and Houston thing. Yeah.
He says it's a quote, and it's like a hypothetical quote of in this world that we're entering where everything is sponsored, everything is presented by something else. He says, quote, "We're here today at AT&T Stadium for the All-State Big 12 Conference presented by Amazon Web Services Conference Championship game between the UCF Knights presented by Walt Disney World and the Cougars of ConocoPhillips Houston." There it is. That would be normal.
That makes sense.
That's going to be regular.
Play-by-play broadcasters are going to have to start reading it off.
That's going to be tough.
They're not going to be able to say it normally. Just Houston versus UCF. It's going to be UCF Knights presented by Walt Disney World versus the Cougars of ConocoPhillips Houston.
They're going to be so far behind on the play because they're trying to get the sponsors.
Right.
Dang. That's crazy. What else is coming up on
I was going to say just real quick, it makes sense that the Big 12 is here because the Big 12 at least has some footing.
Yeah.
It's in fourth place in terms of revenue right now.
Absolutely.
It's solid enough, but behind. So I'm not surprised that with a guy like Yormark, it's the one diving in. Same with Conference USA. Conference USA has no idea what it is.
Yeah.
Conference USA has been such a transient group of schools. It's a way station more than a conference.
It's a transfer portal.
It literally is for schools.
You're not wrong. I love
I'm not surprised that the Conference USA is looking for branding. It doesn't have the cachet of the American. It's a little bit bigger names maybe than the MAC and slightly less regional. Conference USA is a perfect fit for a naming sponsor. And if the Big 12 wants to take that revenue boost, I think the Big 12 is perfect as well.
I absolutely agree, right? I think it'll be more difficult. They're speaking 30 to 50 million for this.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be difficult to find a sponsor for like the SEC or for the Big 10 because I
think
the
SEC brought to you by ESPN.
But like my point is like there are going to be, I think, so many people that want a slice of the pie in some regard. So they're not going to just want to give it to one entity.
Not a title sponsor for a conference.
The title sponsor is going to want a long-term agreement.
Mm-hmm.
And if the conferences are smart, when you're the Big 10 or the SEC, you don't want a long-term agreement. You do not want to be tied to something unless it's a media rights deal for $7 billion.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be tied to something for almost 10 years.
Well, right. 10 years is probably the baseline for a lot of these companies.
Yeah.
If you're, Strick can talk about this with like free agency, right? Team-friendly deals are longer and lower average value.
Yes.
Player-friendly or conference team-friendly conference or player-friendly deals are 3 to 5 years with a lot of money per year.
Mm-hmm.
There's a difference there. So my guess is you see a lot of them ultimately settle in that 7-year range where both sides get a little bit of what they want, or you can get creative and do escalators, right? Each year you get a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. You can do the options.
I was just going to say, do we see
you
like conference options?
Yeah, like a conference option or maybe like
at the start, you have like, let's say you have a base 5-year deal, pretty high average.
Yeah.
Then the conference gets the first 2 options and the company gets the last 3. So it's potential for a 10-year deal.
That's so fascinating because now, I mean, you're gonna have where on fields, on football fields, you're going to have the ability to have logos on like the 20 and the 50 and the 30s or whatever it is.
We were gonna that's on our list of things to get to. Like, how would you feel if when Nebraska does this?
So
not who you want it to be, but we're kind of waiting for things to slow down. The CWS coming up, finals still going on. This is a perfect like next week at the CWS topic. We're definitely gonna hit it.
Because
are they doing it for what reason though, Nick?
Just for money.
I mean, is it like understanding that you've got to make
here's
these payments?
here's the thing. NCAA just announced $20 million going beyond payrolls for NIL specific. Yeah. You have to find $22 million. Hey,
you have to find that money somewhere.
Sponsor midfield for $22 million.
Okay, so with the midfield sponsor, have we figured out if it's going to take away the midfield logo for the schools or if it's at each end of the 50?
Wouldn't it be at school's discretion? It can't.
Well, it'd be in the contract for where it would go, I assume.
Yeah.
What I kind of picture happening is
I don't think it'd be universal, though.
No. If you're selling your soul to give away your midfield logo, you're a bowl game.
Yeah, you got bigger problems.
You got to keep your school branding there front and center, maybe with like a little like in the corner.
So the 20-yard lines?
Well, the 20s are a different thing.
Well, think about like
the 20s are a different thing. There's the midfield and then there's the 20s. So you can sell both of those.
Yeah, so you
can sell your 20s and then you can sell the 50, but that's what I'm asking. Yeah. Do you replace your midfield logo with a logo of whatever, or is it at each end of the 50 you have like a name or another logo? That's what I don't know.
So
is there any? Never mind. We're not going to say that on air.
Because kind of like, so if you look
like
at
here, because in the NBA you have a sponsor here and a sponsor here typically, so you can sell in opposite corners. Maybe you put one in both corners. You could put like a little like script logo right here. And then also, what about the sideline behind the team benches?
Yeah.
Those get a lot of airtime. There's a lot of room for you to put sponsors there.
It's interesting because it's on PBA's floor, and nobody really thinks about it.
Yeah.
So they put them on top of arenas on flight paths.
Yes,
I do know that.
But like that's the thing is there's stuff on PBA's floor when Nebraska basketball plays, and nobody really talks about it a whole lot.
Which gets sponsored first, Husker football or volleyball?
Volleyball already is.
They got Emeritus.
Is that on the floor too?
Yeah, it's on the floor.
There you go. Okay,
it's in the corner.
There you go.
There you go.
But you didn't notice it.
Answer your question.
Yeah,
but that's the tournament that they have when Nebraska has is the Emeritus Players Challenge.
Nice.
So they have a tournament here as well. But like, so if you look at the New England Patriots field, it has like the lighthouse, like a outline of the lighthouse or whatever on the 50, like each side. So you have the Patriot in the middle, and then it has the lighthouse on either side. It took me a while to figure out what it was. So I'm wondering if that's what teams are going to do, where it's a little logo or a little name on each side, and you see it every time.
Yeah, that's interesting. What else is coming up on the show today, gents?
We will talk about of NBA Finals here in hour number 1.
Yeah.
The Brian Windhorst comments on Luka deserve to be played again, and there's a lot to get into with that. Fred Hoiberg had a lot to say about the basketball team. We'll get into Husker hoops to start hour 2. And it's Amir Abdullah's birthday. See the best Husker running back of the 2000s.
Woo! That's a fun conversation. All right. Anyway, let's. We're out here. No, I can't. I got meetings, so we out of here.
See you, Blur.
Big time.
He's number 2. We have Blur.
See ya.
We have Blur tomorrow. How about that?
Yeah, have fun, guys.
BlurEvents.com. Get your tickets now. You can hang out with us at Blur, just 2 blocks south of Charles Schwab Field. Appreciate Stricky and Austin, as always, coming in on the crossover. Thanks to Rico. We will talk to you tomorrow.
Adios.
Electrical Enterprises in Roca reminds you, the men and women of our military dedicate themselves to serving our country. Their commitment and courage keep our country safe and strong. Let us honor those who have lost their lives in the line of duty and salute those serving today. This from Electrical Enterprises in Roca. For all your residential and commercial electrical construction needs, call 402-438-5822. We live in the land of the free, thanks to the brave.
Gaina Trucking is hiring for heavy equipment operators and a heavy equipment mechanic. Working at Gaina Trucking is a great career with excellent team culture, with benefits package including competitive pay based on experience, health, vision, and dental insurance, and a 401k plan. If you're looking for a new job as a heavy equipment operator or mechanic, apply online at GainaTrucking.com or call 402-794-5000. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career?